We live in the southeast of Norway, and in this area where we live, you have something called T-topperen. That is 10 mountaintops that you can walk to during the year, and you can even get a diploma if you go to all the 10. And I have not done that. I have been to maybe 2 or 3, and one of them maybe I've been for 2, 3 times during my life, but it's not spectacular enough for me. And I love going to a mountaintop if I feel that I'm really on the top of something. Yeah. It has to be more spectacular than the ones we have here. So that's why I took my wife and my daughter, she's just become 6 years old, to get the feeling of getting on a real mountain. And where we live, we can just drive a bit more than an hour, and then we get to an area called Lifjell, and you have many mountaintops there. And we went to one that are one of the smaller ones, I guess. It's 928 meters above sea level, called Bøkstulnatten. And it was one of the closest one to where we parked. That was because of our daughter that has not been climbing that much. So, well, climbing. So that was what we did there. What do you think about the trip?
Yeah, first thing is we had to drive quite a lot, but it was very nice. It was pleasant to enjoy all the views and the fields with the green grass or whatever was on that fields, a lot of trees, a lot of green, very calming.
It changes when you just drive for an hour uphill, and that's cool. And we talk about we also get fascinated by the people living there, that you can drive for a long time and then, okay, that was a shop, and then you drive for 20 minutes and there's nothing there, but there is a house. And they like it nice and quiet, and we would like to live like that because of the quietness, but then we also like to be close to something. So
yeah, that's always the problem, that I think I could really find myself in the place like this. But then, okay, we need eggs. Okay, maybe we have our own, but we need something else that we really need now. Then it's like, it's not an easy project to get something from the shop, but it's really, I could spend a week there just to relax and enjoy the nature and drink coffee outside, looking at the animals.
And then we have a lot of Australian friends still on this channel, and they will just be annoyed and maybe a bit irritated when we talk about 20 minutes from somewhere, because they are really proud of driving for 5 hours to visit their neighbor. You know, well, I'm exaggerating there now. Sorry, guys, but in Australia they're proud of the distances, and in Europe you need everything so close. What about having some space? So. But for us living where we live, it's strange to see that you can live so far out and you have nothing there.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool also. It's nice that people do it, to take care of the nature and use the whole country. I'm sure that many of you have seen a video from Norway, and the mountain we are showing you is not close to what you have seen on YouTube or somewhere else. And yes, I know. And in the West, we have a lot more spectacular mountains looking like the Lord of the Rings and Mission Impossible. So it's not close to that at all. But at least this is very close to where we live, and it was easy to take that trip. So that's said. And I'm sure a lot of you people have been to extreme mountains somewhere in the world that is a lot more than this. But this is just to show you the surrounding area where we live, and that's what we also feel is nice and high enough.
Yeah, I think it's great that we have so many possibilities around here, because we can go to the beach and we can go to the mountains if we want. So we can choose, we can go to the forest, so everything is so close. And we don't need to plan a long weekend trip because we would like to go on a mountain top.
Yeah, and we just, you packed a lot of clothes because you felt it would be cold, and it became cold after a while, but you dressed up our daughter, for her from the start with the winter clothes, and then she got hot after 1 minute. But it was windy and got a bit cold. It's maybe 10 degrees colder than down where
Yeah,
we
when
live.
it's July and you said it would be 10 degrees, and I said no, we
Yeah.
are taking warm clothes.
We had a very easy walk in the beginning, just some gravel road, and then it became a bit stony, and then bigger stones. And then I just really wanted to motivate our daughter that she came up on the top of those big stones so she could see then the tops.
Yeah.
And because it's cooler to go to the mountaintop when you see the top. And so the last 15 minutes maybe was much more exciting, because then you went really up.
Yeah, it was
hill,
more steep.
and you felt a bit like you were climbing, and
Yeah.
that's cool. So we had 4 or 3 different tops where we were, and I wanted to go to a higher one after the first one, but we decided that the first trip should be just okay for our daughter, so she's not like, we'll never do it again because she
It
was
was
too
too hard.
tired.
Yeah.
But we had one quite close that would be a lot higher than the one we were on. So, but it was cool enough.
No, I really enjoyed it. I think it was great to spend time like this, exercise a little bit, get some fresh air, look down. Beautiful. So
Yeah,
it was
and you
worth
feel
it.
fantastic afterwards that
Yeah.
you come home and I've done something very good for my body,
Yeah.
and I feel like I'm alive again. So, so it's better than the couch for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring me into golden sunlight. If I'm going with you, I know we'll get to the other side. Sinking in, I know this feels right. Catching a breeze, love moving through me like a wildfire, like a wildfire. Never the same. Whenever you're calling my name, I'm taking my sweet time. Hey, whatever the plan, I know I'm holding the best of me out of my hand. I know you'll always understand.
The last thing we want to talk about today is the Norwegians that love nature. And I must mention that I am Danish, but will become Norwegian very soon. And Magda, she is Polish, but we feel more and more Norwegian. And but we can then look from a bit outside the Norwegians when they have packed for a mountain trip. And I filmed a bit how their clothing, for example. A lot of Norwegians have all the best brands, and it's the mountain shoes and everything.
You have the proper clothes.
Yeah, we just had whatever we found. So I can understand, especially if it's slippery, you should have
Yeah.
better shoes, and if it's windy and a bit colder, you should have better clothes. So, and if you do it a lot, I can understand that you also invest in that.
Yeah.
So, but they look very Norwegian, many of them, when they then walk, and it's very cool also that Norwegians, they say hello when they're on a mountain trip or in the boat or on the ski trip. They say hello to everybody, and then they are known for not saying hello to a lot of people the rest of their life.
I think we mentioned that earlier as well.
They're very happy when they're on a trip.
Yeah.
So then I feel a bit, even after Australia, I feel, do I need to say hello to everybody I meet? So, but yeah, they're in a good mood.
Yeah.
And Norwegians are a lot better than us going on trips. And many of the people, for example, our daughter's friends' parents, they have a lot to tell about their trips from the last weekend, because they have been to their cabin, they've been in their boat, they have been on the mountain or walking in the forest or something like that. And a lot of Norwegians do that
Yeah.
every weekend. And we should be better at doing it. So they are proud of the nature in Norway, and they use it also a lot, and they have respect for it. They know a lot about it, and they don't put garbage or something like that. And maybe similar to Australians, actually, that Australians and Norwegians are really proud of their nature and want to show it off.
Yeah.
And that's what we do now. We just show off the lower scale of everything in Norway, so it's not the most spectacular things.
Yeah.
But it's more normal what we show, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. In the next video, we'll show something more normal also, and it will be similar to a video we showed from Brevik, and that is close, also small town. We could call it that.
I think it's a town, yeah.
Yeah, and it's called Langesund. It's also a lot of white buildings, and there's a fjord next to it. And it's a popular place also to go to eat an ice cream, a small concert. In the summer they have actually a lot of big concerts there. So we hope you will enjoy that one. And then please comment if you have some fact checks about what we have been talking about today, or maybe some tip of another mountain we should go to, or tell about other mountains in Norway. And of course, Australians can talk about maybe they have a mountain. We know about it. You have even a place to go skiing. So just please comment. We really want comments, and we answer everything. And until then, bye-bye.